Well, hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So, guess what I'm soaking? My worms are in need of leaves. This is leaf litter. It's better than leaf litter actually because it has little twigs, and in the autumn it'll have little acorns. This is how I treat my leaves. I soak them in extremely hot water, very hot water, like to the boiling point, to kill any little critters that might come on the leaves. And I do this overnight. I drain them, then I soak them again, and then I lay them out to dry. Or I just grab them when they're still wet and then feed it to the worms on the surface. So when I'm ready to feed one of the bins, I'll show you how I do that. But basically, this is the beginning of the leaf litter thing. And it'll get 10 times, no more than 10 times the amount in the autumn. But right now my worms are just needing leaves because their castings, when I feed leaves, are just black. And I like the castings to look black. So I went and gathered leaves on our property. I did some foraging and here we go. So I'll bring you when this is ready. Okay. So I was working with the leaves yesterday, and as you can see, they are soaking wet. So I am going to put hot water in here again because I treat them 2-3 times. I also add mosquito dunk water to this. That way, if there's any flying insects, they're not going to be in here much longer. So this is like extremely hot water. And then once I let it soak for a little while, I drain them and I either put them to dry and freeze them, or I feed them right away. Depends. Yeah, worms and hermit crabs. My hermit crabs love leaf litter. They just do. And my worms, you know, the castings from the worms is just black when you have it. When you feed them leaves, their castings are really black. And it's really amazing to see the difference. And I use this to mix it because this water is like really hot. So if you have leaves, you know, give it a try. And if you don't, they'll be for sale in my Etsy shop. I ship leaves when people, you know, when people want to buy them. They don't have trees or they don't feel like going through all the trouble. So we're going to let this fill up and then we're going to leave them for a little while. So as you can see, they have gone down. I still see one here. Sometimes you touch them and they go boop, they go down. And they're very happy here. I don't see any trying to crawl. And I covered them with leaves. When you put in worms in one of your tubs and you have like a massive exit, it's because something is wrong with your bedding. You need to check it. Most of the time, what I've seen people do is they make the bedding and they use hot water because hot water is easier to work with when you use peat moss and coconut coir. It makes peat moss like break up a lot faster. It really does. I love working with peat moss when I have hot water. When I don't have hot water, it's a nightmare. But anyway, so they're using this hot water with the peat moss or coconut coir, setting everything up. And then you don't realize it, but inside the bedding underneath, like it's hot down there. And then you add your worms and they go down and they're like, oh my gosh, it's too hot here. So they start running. And then you wonder why you'll see worms crawling up the sides and you have to go like this and start putting them down. So make sure that when you set up your bedding, fluff it a few times to get that heat out of the, out of underneath. The hot water will just heat up the whole thing. So fluff it a few times to get air in there and cool it down. Then add your worms. I'm telling you this because I not only have I seen people do this, I have done it myself. I sure have. I set up worms. I didn't realize it. you know, I thought, well, okay. And I put them in and they all started running. So don't do it, guys. Fluff, get air circulation in there. It'll cool it down. Then add your worms and cover them. It'll just make your life a lot easier. And let me tell you, even with the light on, if the temperature was too hot, they run anyway. So just be careful and don't do it. And I hope this helps somebody, please, because I have made the biggest mistakes. And I don't want you to do the same. So anyway, guys, I hope that's a great tip for you. All right, so here are the worms that I had harvested from the giant tub, and that's in another video. But I want to show you how I set them up in the new bin that they're going to live in until I sell them. So here, there's coconut coir, which is nice and damp, like very wet. Azomite minerals and some kind of grit. You have to put some kind of grit. And this is oyster shell. I put it in little stone form because I can take the time to grind it, but I've also put it in like that and it's absolutely fine. So I give the worms a chance to go down. These are African night crawlers, European night crawlers, red wigglers. There are no blue worms in my bins. So I put them like that. They'll go down. Then I take the leaves and I sprinkle it on top. Because they really, really love the leaves, especially those African night crawlers. But honestly, all worms, they love leaves. So now I give them a chance to settle in. I don't bother them anymore today. I'm not going to feed them because they have the leaves if they want to eat. And we're going to cover them in bubble wrap and put them on the shelf. So anyway, guys, press that subscribe button. Give me the thumbs up. YouTube loves that. Share with family and friends. And now that I'm a full-time worm farmer, this is going to be interesting. I'll see you all next time. Take care.